All right, Billy, I've finally had some free time open up in my day, my first break of the day, and I thought I would address your video. So I guess part of the video was just telling me to shut up, and everybody knows that I hate you and I hate Nez, and I don't hate anybody, but I'm not going to let anybody strong arm the narrative because it would fit their situation better. I operate in truth. You have never shown me to lie about anything. I'm still waiting. You say I deflect, which is yet another lie. Man, if I was keeping a actual ticker of how many lies you and Nez have told, oh, good Lord. But again, hit me with any actual questions that you have. And let's start off with the video of Swedes when he was talking about Roland. This happened a month ago. You act as if this is brand new news. You were so excited. I've got one on them now. This is going to disrupt the whole gang. Even though there is no gang. And that's part of the reason that none of you have been able to do anything to any of us for 4 years now. There are people that are not going to like each other. I don't think that Swedes and Roland get along. And that's where we are. I don't know what big bombshell you want. The Roland Orzabal's channel doesn't exist. He left 4 months ago with that channel. He's now just doing content on his main channel, and I don't know what you want, what smoking gun you think this is going to be. I think I could have respected it a little bit more had you been more on the ball. But again, this was super late to be discussing this. With this, I wanted to give my own interpretation of you as the flip-flop. After you begged to be immortalized as a puppet, you being made into the flip-flop was poetic justice. And it was a perfect representation of your time in Boyd. So again, deflection, you tell me what I'm deflecting from. You can do a video and ask me 10 questions, 20 questions, 50 questions. I'll answer any questions that you have. Not there yet because their videos go down so quickly. I have to be told by other people what they even made a video of. One of the videos was, I guess, accusing, and you did this for a while. Is that where you got the idea that I'm a drunk or something? I have never been drunk in my life. Haven't had any alcohol in years, period. So no, me and RJ and my wife, Lori, visiting a Greek pizzeria in Spring Hill, Tennessee, was not a night that we got drunk. Not there yet. You'll have to inform me what that's like because according to certain people, that happens to you guys a lot. I have no familiarity with that. And in terms of letting things go, and I think you and Nez both have said, can't we just get back to it being fun? We tried to do that. I tried to do that. Roland tried to do that. Others have tried to do that. And you guys can't take a joke. So it always descends into name calling and attacks. But yet when we call out truth, oh, it's too harsh. Why are you going after a single mother and her child? It delves into that. So like, for instance, when Derby Jack says that people who have been vaccinated aren't Christians, well, you're damn right I'm going to call that out for the idiocy and the insanity that saying something like that truly is. I do find it really interesting that you get so triggered and so upset about me and Mark and Chad and possibly even others traveling and paying taxes and doing just the normal things of life, especially the traveling aspect. And I wouldn't even, I could even understand that if it's just for the sheer fact that you can't really go anywhere right now. And maybe that's why it bothers you. It's been long before that. You hate for certain people to even exist, to show that they have some sort of life outside of YouTube just bothers you to no end. That was the only reason that you recorded your recording of the whole Swedes Roland video and put that up, because Swedes did a live stream talking about his vacation. That so bothered you that you had to put that up. That's really weird. I don't really understand that. And the rest of us are just out here living life, and we're not living life to affect you in some way. And I'm sorry that people's vacations or their holidays, however it is that you know the term, I hate that it bothers you so much. I can tell you that's obviously nobody's doing it for that reason. And again, just shut up and quit commenting and everything will stop. No, people have tried that with you before, Billy. People have tried that many times over the last 4 years. You keep it going because you get bored, which was the purpose of the video that you just did. With Nez, I tend to throw her words, her videos back at her when she does silly things, like needing to have private conversations with a teenage boy. Do I think she's up to something nefarious? Absolutely not. Not for a second would she ever be inappropriate. I know that and have never implied any different. But having a conversation with this teenager in a one-on-one situation when they could just have a conversation in chat in the live stream, there's no sense in it. There's just no sense in it with a woman who's nearly 50 years old and a boy who's under 18. Where would you find somebody that tells you that that's a good idea? Unless it was some sort of mentor-mentee type situation set up through school, etc. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I'm going to continue to call those things out. And many people have asked the same way for Nez to simply quit talking about people. I have never understood a stream that presents itself as this sweet lady in Ohio who paints for her therapy and she enjoys people coming in and having a community. Why is it not that? It's literally that simple to have that sort of situation. But it always has to go off the rails into flat earth and anti-vax talk. And then, of course, the trolls. The trolls are always on her. Before it was actual trolls, it was Rod Legendary, who she called her personal troll. And then she got off that because he was no longer a good selling point. The trolls of YouTube became the selling point. And that's where we are every stream. I've never understood why she can't just be the happy person who loves the community she's built and loves to paint. Isn't it strange that nothing can ever be as it's presented? There's always got to be this other layer to it. And I think maybe to be as obsessed with YouTube as perhaps Nez is, that other layer maybe always had to exist. It can't just be this cookie cutter, everything is sweet. There's this darker side. I guess one of the things too that I can't get over is how you have treated Lion. You hounded him for what, a year and a half? Everything he did, you ridiculed. You ridiculed everything about his channel. And now he ever so slightly is on your guys' side simply because he said, hey, you shouldn't talk about somebody's daughter. That's literally it. He even made sure to call out, hey, I don't like Billy. I don't like Nez. And you make him into this best friend that he never was, having the audacity to do that. After, again, hounding him for over a year about every single video that he did. And now you're big buddies. You guys amaze me. I'm constantly in amazement. I'll end it here. This has been a non-edited, just I have 15 minutes of a break before I go back in and start teaching again. I just wanted to get this stuff off my chest. This has probably been one of my most rambling videos. But you have questions for me, hit me up. I will be glad to answer each and every one of them. But you won't, because you don't have any questions. It's not about questions. It's about trying to get one up on somebody. Oh, we've got him in a weird patch here. He's not going to be able to get out of it. And you've never scored any points. You've never won a single argument, Billy. Do you realize that you've never won an argument with anybody in 4 years? Ever. You're a non-entity. And the last thing I want to touch on is one of the things that Nez said is that when you are making a decision, you should have all the facts. You should look at all sides. You should be a creative thinker. Wanting to have all sides, wanting to have all the knowledge is being a creative thinker. And wouldn't you want to be a creative thinker? Of course. And I do agree with getting both sides. But when you can do some research, as you always say, and find out that a lot of what you're spreading is complete hogwash, easily disproven, I have no respect for it. You can share alternative ideas provided they're not outright lies. And the vast majority of what you share are outright lies. Even Prince's Bubbles couldn't take it and had to call you out on it. And then he, of course, rightly realized this is a rabbit hole that he didn't want to go down because you share new things each and every day. I did find it funny, though, that you had such an odd defense of sharing something that wasn't true. You said, if you don't like something I share, take it up with the person who did it. That makes no sense. You sharing something on your community page is taking ownership of it. You are saying, hey, go look at this. I endorse it. So yeah, you can't just say, well, it wasn't me that did it. Well, you shared it, so it might as well have been. But I did think that was funny. Bubbles was like, even I got to say something about this. And likewise, the more, because that is a personal thing to me, I have seen people die of COVID. I had a family member and a former colleague, her husband, two people that I knew passed away just this week. So when I hear misinformation, you're dadgum right, I'm going to call it out.